Check this out.
Germany took on Mexico as the clear favorites in their first game of the 2018 FIFA World Cup. But it was the Mexican fans around the globe who were left celebrating following the full-time whistle. So how did the reigning world champions let this happen? Well, they couldn't really do much about it. Mexico was just plainly better right from the start. In order to fully understand this masterclass from Mexico, we have to take a look at what Löw had in mind going into this game. So without further ado, let's take a look at what Germany's game plan was. On paper, it was a 4-2-3-1, but in reality, it was a bit more complicated than that. Germany really wanted to use their fullbacks in attack, so they were allowed to stay high up in a position that would trouble the opposition. Notice how Gallardo is dragged to Kimmich, leaving little pockets of spaces for Müller and Werner to occupy just in behind. The attacking midfielders were also assisting in creating space for the fullbacks. This was made possible by having Khedira and Kroos stay back to provide cover. Basically, Germany looked to create this shape when they got into Mexico's half. Werner and Müller stayed central. The goal was to occupy Mexico's defensive line, leaving the defenders to make a difficult choice of either stepping out or leaving space on the wings. Germany pressed with high pressure all over the field to not allow Mexico to get comfortable with the ball. That was how Joachim Löw expected Germany to play all game. He clearly did not expect Mexico to outclass him tactically. So what exactly did Mexico do to outclass the world champions when it mattered? Well, before we get into that, let's take a quick look at how Mexico lined up. Their formation was similar to Germany's, but the tactics were completely different. Mexico knew they'd have to be direct against Germany, so they always had a few players staying up, ready for counterattacks. Notice how quickly Mexico are able to commit players forward. Remember how Kroos and Khedira had to stay back to provide cover? Well, Osorio had the brilliant idea of tasking Vela to man-mark Kroos. It was like killing two birds with one stone, considering Mexico wanted to have multiple players staying up. This particular tactic was enough to take Germany's best distributor of the ball in midfield out of the build-up play, while Khedira had more freedom in the midfield than his counterpart did. Even then, Khedira kept going forward while Kroos stayed back. Notice how Germany commit too many players forward, leaving Kroos in a bad spot against 3 Mexican players. That was not the best idea when you know you have to be wary of counterattacks. The forwards stayed wide, since they were targeting the space left by Germany's fullbacks when going up. Mexico also used vertical passes after creating a channel in the middle to get upfield. When they got further up the pitch, the defensive midfielders took positions that would allow them to get back quickly, unlike Germany. Guardado fills in for Gallardo, who's the widest player on the left wing, while Herrera comes in the middle. In the following clip, notice how Germany have trouble building up once both Kroos and Khedira have been marked. This forced the midfielder, usually Özil, to come deep and help in the build-up. The problem with that is that Özil is not the best defensively. I'm sure most of you already know that. So it's not really a surprise that this happened in the 35th minute when Özil had to be 1v1 against Lozano. Right after taking the lead, Mexico started to play from the back. While Germany kept on trying to get the equalizer every time they got the ball. Even though Germany were knocking on the door, they did not look convincing at all. Germany did not look impressive one bit, which is surprising considering the quality they possess even on the bench. This is the other half chance they had before halftime. During the break, everyone expected Löw to make some changes, but he made none. My personal choice would have been to bring Gundogan on, because Germany's midfielders were quite clearly getting overrun in the midfield. Sané would also get the nod, but Löw did not even bring him along to Russia. Coming out of the break, it seemed like Germany stuck to their tactics as they were still looking to make the same shape, while Mexico were relying on counterattacks to get them another shot at the goal. Around the hour mark, Mexico brought on Alvarez for Vela, who slotted right beside the midfielders. What blew me away is Löw did not even address the midfield issue. Take a look at the substitutions he made. Germany kept trying, but failed to level the score. The game ended with Mexico winning, causing an artificial earthquake in the process, because of the passion in their celebrations, I'm sure. This defeat is on Löw, at least in my opinion. His tactics seemed uninspired after going down, and I'm still not sure why he did not make any changes to get control of the midfield. What do you guys think? Do you think Löw got his tactics wrong? Or were any players at fault? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like what I do, consider clicking on the end screen pop-ups. I just want to say this before I end my video. I'm lucky to have you guys. Really, I appreciate your support. It means a lot. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All the links can be found in the description. Thank you to Anthony, Tej Mullen, Shawshank BR, Hamilton Howard Nodine, and more for supporting this channel on Patreon. If you like what I do and would like to support the channel, check out the Patreon page or the card on the top right.